What if I told you that while most artists celebrate one, one man has quietly, relentlessly, and almost impossibly held on to it for 22 consecutive times? Not months apart, not years ago, right now. Because BTS's Jin has just topped the My Pick January 1 Pick chart K-pop solo again. And this isn't just another win. This is a streak that has turned into a statement. From February 5th to 10th, fans across the world cast their votes. And when the numbers were finalized, Jin claimed first place for the 22nd consecutive time. Let that sink in. 22 straight crowns. He secured 34.25% of the total combined votes, 14.29% from the monthly chart, and 19.96% from the One Pick chart. And this chart isn't casual. It's calculated with precision, 50% cumulative monthly votes plus 50% One Pick votes. Those results also feed into quarterly awards. This isn't symbolic, it's structural dominance. But here's what makes this even more extraordinary. Jin has ranked No.1 for 102 consecutive weeks on the individual weekly ranking. No.1 for 25 consecutive months on the monthly ranking. That's not momentum, that's endurance. That's a fandom that never blinked. And what makes it emotional is the timing. Because during part of this journey, Jin wasn't even actively promoting. He was fulfilling his military service, no stage lights, no live broadcasts, no daily appearances. And yet the crown never moved. When he returned, he didn't return cautiously. He returned complete. He came back not just as an idol, but as an artist with something deeper to say. He released 2 mini-albums back-to-back, Happy and Dak. Echo Happy felt warm, almost comforting, like he was reassuring everyone that he was okay. Echo felt reflective, layered, mature, like the sound of someone who has grown and isn't afraid to show it. Vocally, he was stronger. Emotionally, he was more transparent. Visually, still breathtaking, but now paired with an even sharper artistic identity. And then came the Run Seok Jin episode world tour, Run Seok Puk. This wasn't just a tour, it was reconnection. Every stage showed ticketing power that proved something undeniable. Fans didn't just wait, they stayed. He didn't hide behind the group's legacy. He stood alone and filled arenas with his own name. And then, as if to stamp his global relevance permanently into history, he served as a torchbearer at the 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris. Think about that image. An idol who once trained in small rooms, standing in front of the world's biggest sporting stage, carrying a flame that symbolizes unity and hope. That's not just fame, that's cultural impact. But while Jin is holding the solo throne with unwavering consistency, the group is preparing something that feels almost seismic. Because BTS has just become the first Korean artist to appear on fashion magazine covers in 15 countries and regions simultaneously for the March issue of GQ. Korea, the United States, the United Kingdom, Japan, Mexico, Germany, Thailand, Spain, Italy, India, Taiwan, France, South Africa, the Middle East, Australia, 15 editions, one group. That's not a feature. That's a takeover. In the released photos, they stand surrounded by microphones. It's symbolic. The world leaning in, waiting to hear what they will say next. And this moment is especially powerful because it marks their first full group promotion in nearly 3 years and 9 months. Almost 4 years. That's a long time in K-pop. Trends change. New groups debut, algorithms shift, but when BTS stands together again, the industry pauses. In their interview, they said something that feels even more meaningful now. We value our team more than ourselves as individuals. We debuted as a team, and that is our identity. After watching each member build solo careers, explore personal colors, and grow independently, hearing that reminds you of their foundation. And when they spoke about ARMY, their voices carried weight. It's hard to fathom how great this love is. BTS and ARMY have a reciprocal relationship that influences each other. Every time we feel this, we think deeply about what message we should convey. We want to have a positive impact. Reciprocal. That word explains everything. Because while Jin's 102-week streak proves loyalty, the 15-country GQ cover proves global power. The upcoming album proves evolution. On March 20th at 1 p.m. KST, BTS will release ARIRANG. 14 tracks, not nostalgia, not a repeat, but what they call current BTS. And the next day, they'll hold BTS Comeback Live ARIRANG at Gwangwamun Square, streamed worldwide on Netflix. Gwangwamun Square. A public space. Open. Historic. Symbolic. This isn't just a comeback, it feels like a declaration. So when you step back and look at the full picture, one member holding 22 consecutive #1 rankings, a 102-week streak that refuses to break, a torch at the Olympics, 2 solo mini-albums revealing growth, a world tour proving solo strength, a 15-country fashion cover milestone, a full group return after nearly 4 years, a 14-track album titled ARIRANG. This isn't coincidence. It's timing, it's preparation, it's legacy unfolding in real time. Because popularity fades, trends rotate, but consistency at this level, backed by emotion, loyalty, and artistic evolution, becomes something else. It becomes history. And right now, BTS, together and individually, aren't just setting records. They're reminding the world why those records exist in the first place.